What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Helloween. Yes, indeed. Helloween fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Zachary Loomis, and this is actually Zachary's prioritized request for the month of October for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Zach. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Zach wanted to see me react to this. It is Helloween with a song called Halloween.
It could work!
Now, have I heard this song before? I doubt it. Okay, look, King Diamond has a song called Halloween. I mean, now, the odds are that Helloween took a King Diamond song called Halloween and covered it is slim to none, I would say. There's always a chance, though. But I'm going to assume this is not a cover. I'm going to assume that this is an original song. So I'm going to go on record and say, no, I haven't heard this before. Now, on the extremely slim chance that Helloween decided to take Halloween from King Diamond and cover it, if that is the case, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Raining Phoenix Music, okay? And the video has 3.5 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. A link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Helloween, official live video. Wah, wah, wah.
Damn it!
Yeah, there's their word official. Now, it's not coming off of their official page. It's coming off some other page. I'm not sure if they're associated with Helloween or not. But, yeah, there's their word official. So, I'm not sure how this is going to go. I guess we're going to just wait and see what happens and hope for the best. Yeah, 13:30. Okay, well, I don't think it's a cover. The King Diamond song Halloween, I think it's under 4 minutes if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think this is a cover. You guys know how I am about long videos. If it's entertaining and I like what I'm seeing, I like what I'm hearing, I'm enjoying myself, time's flying, it's got nothing to worry about. If it's poorly written, poorly executed, poorly mixed, I'm not enjoying myself, time's dragging, I'm gonna tear it to shreds. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes, I guess. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
This is the beginning of the set, start of the show. I'll take that as a yes. So this is all track. Yep. Nice turnaround there. I like that riff, the main riff. Rude 5, flat 5 to the 3, root to the 6 to the 7 to the root. I like that. Sounds good. It's very pleasing to the ear. I like the vocal harmonies. I like how they're sharing the vocal responsibility. You know, one does the solo line, another one does the solo line, and they come together on the harmony at the end of it. I like that. It's very pleasing to the ear. It definitely helps fill out the sound. Just adds another layer. So I'm enjoying what I'm hearing on the vocals for sure. Instrumentation, clean. Everything's tight. Everything sounds good. The drummer's doing some really interesting things with his snare placement. Sometimes on the 2 and the 4, sometimes on the 1 and the 3, sometimes on the funny thing is when he does go into that double time feel, it doesn't matter where he does it, he's on the ands rather than on the downbeats. And it's happening. I don't think I've heard him a single time go to a double time feel where he has the snare on 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's always on the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's interesting. By being on the ands, it definitely gives it more of a push feel without actually pushing the tempo. The tempo hasn't changed, but by putting the snare placement on the ands, it gives it that sense of anticipation and that feeling of we're gonna push without actually pushing. It feels good. I got no issue with anything I'm hearing. It sounds good. It looks and sounds to be like this is the first song of the set. From what I've heard so far, it's a good choice. It's definitely a good choice. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Let's get back into the song and let's see where we're gonna go from here. 7, 6. Okay, so it doesn't go 6, 7, 8. It goes 8, 7, 6. Extra measure. I like it. Halftime feel. into a breakdown. Nice, into a breakdown. Okay, I'm liking everything I'm hearing. I'm loving everything I'm seeing. They have hit all 5 check marks, and they've hit them multiple times. So not only have they hit all 5 check marks, but they have constantly been sharpening and resharpening the saw. I love that. I love that. It shows that they actually care about their visual performance, which I absolutely appreciate. It puts on a good visual show for the audience, and not just from a purely spectacle standpoint, but from a standpoint of something that in modern music and modern bands today, you don't see this too often. This is something that really kind of bugs me about modern bands today. It's so much of it is about business, and so much of it is about, just going in there, getting the job done, getting paid, and moving on to the next town. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. If you don't care about stuff like I'm going to talk about, then that's fine. But to me, I've always enjoyed it when I watch a band perform, and you could tell that the members of the band on stage get along. There is that camaraderie, and you could see it. You could see it in what's going on stage. Everybody's smiling, everybody's laughing, everybody's having a good time. They're interacting with each other constantly, and you can see that camaraderie. I cannot tell you how many bands I've watched where, it's one of 2 things happen. One, there is no interaction with each other on stage. They're all on stage. They're all standing in their designated spots. They play the songs. They play them perfectly, but there's no interaction with each other. And either that's by design or they just don't care. One of the two. Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, you don't get it. Or, and call me a cynic, but because I am. Unfortunately, I've become very jaded to this industry because of my length of time in this industry. You can tell when bands are faking it. You can tell. When bands are up there and they are interacting with each other, but they're doing it just for the sake of the visual. There's no real camaraderie. There's not. You could see it. You could tell when it's genuine. You could tell when it's fake. And when it is fake, it from a visual standpoint, okay, they are interacting with each other, yes, but you could tell it's forced. You could tell it's planned. You could tell it's rehearsed, and there's no actual joy there. Here, every single time I've seen them interacting with each other, I'm getting a sense of pure elation. I'm getting a sense of joy. I'm getting a sense of, I'm so happy to be on stage with you, the person I'm interacting with, and I'm so glad that we get to share this moment together. You can tell. You can feel it. Now, can that be faked? Yeah, it can. And if it's being faked, boy, they're doing a great job of it. I mean, I guess if you practice often enough, I guess you can pull that off. But I don't think this is fake. I feel it's very genuine. And I love seeing that, and I love experiencing it. So, but as far as I could tell, they've checked off every single box, and they've come back and rechecked and rechecked and rechecked. So I'm thrilled to see that. They're putting on a great visual show, along with playing the song very cleanly from what I can tell. So I'm enjoying this. Top to bottom, I'm enjoying myself. Let's keep going.
Is there anybody out there?
What has happened?
Am I in Spain? Or is it hell? I can see a light coming. It's coming nearer. It's shining. It's shining so bright. It's shining.
Are we having a tempo change? Okay. Back up again. Nice. They're not at both doing it while playing inverted. I gotta pause. I just didn't want to pause in the middle of the solo. Okay, we're at 11 and a half minutes. If I'm being honest, that feels about right. Yeah, okay, now here's the thing. I've said this about long videos in the past. I don't mind long videos as long as they don't drag, you know? If we're sitting at the 11:25 mark and it feels like it's been 14 minutes, 15 minutes, 17 minutes, 20 minutes, that's a problem. Right now, 11 and a half, yeah, it feels about right. It feels about right. I got no problem with that. It's hitting for par. It's been very entertaining to watch. Musically, it's being done very well. It's being very clean. There are parts that are very intricate, for sure. The guitar solos, especially the harmonizing syncopated lines, feels very nice. It doesn't feel long, though. Like, it doesn't, like I said, 11.5 feels accurate. It's not dragging. It doesn't feel like they need to shorten it. I am curious, though. The original studio recording of this song, is it a long song? Is it a 10-minute plus long song? Is it however long this is going to be? Is that accurate? Or did they take this song that's normally on the record like a 5.5 to 6.5 minute long song, and did they elongate it and give it more time for solos, extended solos, more solos? And, you know, did they, you know, hit the old repeat sign and go back to, you know, go back to D, you know, is that it? Do they extend the song for the sake of a live performance? I don't know. I'm not sure. Do I have a problem with that? No, I don't have a problem with that at all. If they did extend it for the sake of the live show, cool. Number one, it's the first song of the set. It's not a bad thing to do. Number two, judging from the crowd response, this is a song, from what I can tell, this is a song that is well known and well liked among Helloween fans. If that's the case, and it's your opening song and the fans love this song, why not extend it? Why not open it up? I got no problem with that. Sure. Especially as the first song. Either as the first song or as the last song. Do it one of those two places, you know? Doing it, you know, a third of the way through the song through the set list, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, you know? But if you're going to open up a song for solos, elongate it, do it on the first song or do it on the last song. One of the two. Don't do it in the middle. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I hate it when bands do that. It's like, why didn't you save that for the end? You know, and then they end their show with a 3-minute long song. It's like, what was the point? You know, it just doesn't make any sense. No, but as the first song of the set, it makes perfect sense. First or last. Anyway, let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. Crowd's absolutely into it. if that was their opening song, which I suspect it was, considering everything that happened at the beginning, great choice. Great choice. Crowd popped. Great pacing, great energy, easy to follow along with from a vocal standpoint. The chorus, very easy to follow along with. I don't know that much about Helloween, about their discography. I don't know a whole lot of their songs. I only know like a couple. So, but as songs go for selection for the first song of a set, this was a nice choice. Really nice choice. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Helloween with a live performance of Helloween. This was a request from Zachary Loomis. And this was actually Zachary's prioritized request for the month of October for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Zach. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay. I know we've probably been here. I don't know for sure. I'm going to take a guess and say we've already been here for about 30 minutes. I'm willing to bet that's, if it isn't right there, we're pretty close. We're within a minute or two of the 30-minute mark. Now, there is a lot I could talk about. But I also know that a lot of people, like me, do not like super long videos. So I'm going to condense everything and generalize everything as much as I possibly can so that hopefully we're just here for 10 minutes, maybe, hopefully, keep this review short. Then again, I may go off on a tangent and we may be here seriously for another 20 minutes. I really hope that's not the case because like I said, I know we're already at the 30-minute mark. So I'm not doing this to be disrespectful. I'm doing this to be respectful of you guys, the viewers, so you're not stuck here listening to me for another 20 to 30 minutes, okay? Because believe me when I say this, I could. I could definitely go easily another 20 minutes, maybe 30.
Oh, brother!
And I don't want to do that to you guys. So I am condensing, I am compressing, so I'm sorry if that upsets you, but I'm doing this for the general audience. But I'm going to do everything I can to hit all the marks I need to hit at the same time. So should I start with the score? Yeah, I'm going to start with the score first. I think that's probably the smart thing to do. On a scale of 1 to 10, am I really going to give that score? Maybe I should hold off. Maybe I should we should talk about it. No, I'm going to give it. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 9.4. Yep, 9.4. You heard me. I didn't stutter. That is the score I feel this overall performance deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first. A 9.4. What does that mean? Well, a 9.4 would translate to an outstanding, amazing, impressive performance, because that's exactly what I think this was. It would also get 5 out of 5 stars, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the first A+ I've given on the channel since I have revamped the scoring system. So yeah, a 9.4, outstanding, amazing, impressive performance, 5 out of 5 stars, and an A+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay, let's start with the song itself, the songwriting, the arranging. Let's start with that first. Honestly, I would give the song on its own, I would give it about an 8 point, let's say 8.6. Okay, let's say an 8.6. The songwriting, okay? The chordal progression, the melodic lines, the harmonies that were written into the music, the soloing, we'll talk about that in a little bit because I don't know how accurate the soloing was to the studio recording. But from a songwriting standpoint, I think it's a great song to start with, okay? selecting this song as the very first song of your set, I think it's a really smart move. Number one, the crowd popped for it. So that tells me one of two things. Either this is the type of a crowd that's going to pop for whatever they play. They could listen. They could pull Twinkle Twinkle Little Star out of their butts and they could play it live in front of the crowd and the crowd's going to pop for them, okay? It could be that kind of crowd, or, and more than likely, the crowd recognized the song and they popped for it. That I would have a tendency to believe more often than not. I don't think Helloween fans are the type of fans that are going to pop for every single thing that the band does. I don't see it like that. I have a feeling Helloween fans are more intelligent than that, and they're not as easily manipulated like that, like some other bands do, that their crowd is going to pop for whatever they play. I don't think that's the case. I think Helloween fans, because Helloween has such an extensive library, an extensive discography of songs, I don't think the crowd's going to pop for every single thing. I think the crowd heard this song, they recognized the song, they loved the song, and as a result, they popped for it. So that was a smart move. Another reason I think it was a smart move to go with the song is the lyrics. Now, I'm not a lyrics guy. I don't really catch on to lyrics all that well. It's not my thing, but they had the lyrics back up on the video screen, and I'm going to talk about that at length a little bit later on. But they did have the lyrics up on the video screen. Very easy to follow along with. Very easy to sing along with. Number one, the lyrics are simple. It's Halloween. I mean, come on, it's not hard. But on top of that, they also have it back there on the screen, so in case you don't know the song, like me, they're back there for you to follow along with. Not a bad way to start. You don't want to have the most complex song as your opener. You really don't. You want to start off your show with a song that's high energy, recognizable, easy to follow along with, and you can have a really good time with, both from a performer standpoint and from an audience member standpoint. That song checked off all of those boxes. Okay, it absolutely did. Smart call, smart arranging, smart songwriting, and a good, smart placement within the set. First song. What a way to kick off your show. On top of that, when it came to the songwriting, some really nice usage of feel, both feel and tempo change. There were multiple places in the song where it sounded like they actually did change the tempo. It slowed down and sped back up again. I think that's smart. I think it was really well done. I believe it had reason and purpose. Now here's the thing though. This song was a 13-minute long song. Now, I don't know the studio recording of this song. I don't know how long the studio recording is. The studio recording may be a 5.5 to 6.5 minute long song, and they took it and opened it up for the purpose of a live performance. I got no problem with that. As the first song or as the last song of the set, if you want to do that, by all means, go ahead. That's the perfect place to do it, either at the very beginning of the show or the very end of the show. Don't open up songs in the middle. Guys, wrong place to do it. But as the first or last song of the set, do it. By all means, do it. If you're gonna do it, those are the two places you should do it. Don't do them in both though, one or the other. I mean, if you do them in both, it's fine as long as it works for you. I don't know if that was the case. Then again, the studio recording might be a 13-minute long song. It very well could be. I don't know. I've never heard the studio recording before. This is the only time I've heard the song was in this live performance. But something tells me that those tempo changes were written not for the purpose of opening up, but they were actually in the studio recording. Then again, I could be wrong, and that could be where they opened up. They may have in rehearsal say, hey, you know what, let's extend the song out. We're gonna take this section, we're gonna repeat it, but we're gonna slow it down. We're gonna bring the tempo down. That's very possible. I've seen bands do that before. Very typical in jazz bands for some reason, but I've seen rock bands do it before too. Rush has done it several times with several songs that I've seen them actually, when I've seen them perform, like at the Hollywood Bowl, they opened up, what was it? Oh God, it was Working Man they opened up. They really opened it up, and they turned it into like a 7.5 to 8 minute long jam session, basically. It was cool. It was really cool. It was done well. But again, I don't know how this performance compares to the original studio recording. Did they open it up? Maybe they did. I don't know. But whatever they did, it sounded fine to me. I love the tempo change. It made perfect sense. Bringing it down after that breakdown section, bringing it back up again out of the solo sections in that slower down section. They brought it back up to its original speed again. Made perfect sense. I had no issue with it whatsoever. The playing with feel, I appreciated that. Straight time feel, the double time feel with the snare on the ands to give it that little extra push feel. I thought that was very smart. Every single time they went into the double time feel, they did that though, with the snare on the ands instead of on the downbeats. They did on the upbeats. I think that was very, very smart. So like I said, I would give the song on its own about 8.4, maybe 8.5. So why the 9.4? Couple of reasons. Number one, the live musicianship, playing what they played, how they played it, as cleanly as they played it, as accurate as they played it, as pleasing to the ear as they played it in a live setting. That bumped it up a number of points right there. The guitar solos in particular. Don't get me wrong, I think the drumming was fantastic. I had no issue with the drumming whatsoever, start to finish. Everything he did sounded good, everything he played made sense. The bass playing, same thing. Everything he played made sense. Everything he played sounded good. It fit within the context of the song, and even at times it even added to the song a little bit more than maybe it was intended to. But I, as a bass player, appreciate everything the bass player played. But I gotta say, the guitar solos really kind of stole the show, as well as the vocal performance from both vocalists. They really kind of stole the show. The guitar soloists on their own, and when they would play in harmonization with other guitar players. Mostly the two with the Jacksons. They were the two that were really kind of stealing the show. They had a third guitar player on stage. He didn't really do a whole lot of soloing. He was just more there to play the chords and fill out the sound and make the song sound bigger. I appreciate that. I got no problem with that. I'm sure later on in the show, he'll probably get more opportunities to shine later on, but really it was the other two. From what I've been told from other reactions I've done to Helloween, they're the original two guitar players. So that's kind of cool, having them harmonize together, like they used to back in the day. No, I got no problem with that. It sounded fine, man. It didn't just sound fine, it sounded great. All the harmonization sounded really good, accurate playing. They were right in unison together with each other when it came to their attacks. So they were playing in syncopation perfectly. I didn't hear anything dirty. So good for them. And then the vocals, same thing. When they would harmonize, and there were no glissandos, no cheating. No, they went from note to note to note to note to note. Just no slide, no glissando, just perfect hitting the pitches every single time. So I got no problem with that. I thought it was really impressive actually to hear them both do it in harmony to each other on top of it. On top of that, the actual visuals, the live performance. Let's go down the checklist, okay? First of all, stage presence, check. Yeah, they didn't look like a bunch of lost roadies there. Where did I put that Allen wrench? I don't know where I put it. Now, they didn't look like a bunch of lost roadies looking for their equipment. They came out looking like rock stars, acting like rock stars, and I appreciate that. Stage energy, check. Throughout the entire performance, from start to finish, at least one person on stage was creating stage energy within 10 seconds of each other. There were times where everybody stood still for, like I said, 10 seconds or less before somebody moved and creating that stage energy. So the stage energy was non-stop. They kept re-sharpening the saw when it came to their stage energy from start to finish. Not easy to do with a 13-minute long song, but they did it. Stage interaction, check. Again, multiple times throughout the entire song. I lost count. I was trying to keep count. I think I got to 13 examples before I lost track. I just became absorbed in the performance, but I counted at least 13 times where we had interaction between the members of the crowd, not the crowd, of the performers. And I talked at length about this, and I don't want to talk at length about it again. I'm just gonna bullet point it really quick. You can tell when it's genuine and when it's fake. You can tell. This was genuine. There were smiles, there were laughs, they were joking around with each other, they were having fun with each other on stage as they interacted with each other. Definite multiple moments of levity while they were doing it. And you can tell when it's fake, guys. You can tell when it's plastic smiles on faces and well rehearsed. And this did not look like that at all. So that adds an extra layer of fun to the antics that are happening on stage. So multiple times we had a lot of stage interaction, constantly resharpening that saw. That gets a big check. Crowd interaction. Are you serious? You have to ask me that question? Big check. And again, constantly resharpening the saw. Coming back, it's crowd interaction, crowd interaction, crowd interaction, crowd interaction. And not just from the same guy. Everybody on stage. The bass player was doing it. The guitar players were doing it. All three of them were doing it. Both vocalists were doing it. The drummer was back there doing it. All throughout a 13-minute long performance. I got no problem with that. I think they did a great job with it. I loved seeing it from start to finish from multiple people. So yes, crowd interaction, huge check. Showmanship, are you serious? Another big check. Yes, they put on a fantastic show. Eyes constantly moving from place to place because there was constantly things happening, whether it be with the stage interaction or with the stage or with the crowd interaction, or just putting on a good show and putting the spotlight on individual people. Everybody stealing the spotlight from each other when appropriate. I loved it. I loved seeing that. I loved everything about it. Production. I'm gonna give it a check. I know we didn't have pyro. I know we didn't have cryo. I know we didn't have squibs. I know we didn't have lasers. I know we didn't have all the extensive stuff. But they did have production. Number one, their light show. Very appropriate. You know, starting with the red hues to build up some anticipation while the intro track was playing, to the usage of lighting throughout the rest of the song. I had no issue with that. I think the light show was very well designed. On top of that, you had the video screens back there at key points in the song, like in the chorus, putting up the words to the song. So in case there are people in the crowd, like myself, who don't know the words and they want to sing along, there's your cue cards, kids. Sing along with us. It's right back there on the video screens for you to follow along with. They literally made it idiot-proof. I mean, they really did. And for someone like me who's never heard the song before, and if I want to sing along, there it is. I can follow along with that. Smart decision, smart production. Better than just putting up a bunch of random images on the screen. You know, I think that was a very smart move. And then when there were things like the verses going on, where it's a little harder to follow along with, they didn't worry about it. They had live footage of the people playing on stage. And when you're in a situation like that as a band, I have absolutely condemned this in the past, where, you know, musicians on stage are paying more attention to the cameras when there's no point to it. Like, either there are no vid screens and they're videotaping for their own posterity, I don't know why, or then there's no point for a live video. I don't know why they're doing it for that reason either. Why are you playing to the camera if you're not going to utilize the footage? In a situation like this, where you're having a live feed up on the screens, yeah, no problem. Play to the cameras, because that way everybody in the back can see you. You know, that makes sense. But when you're playing to the cameras and there's no footage, there's no video screens, even there's not even video screens. And if they are on, they're not being utilized for you. They're showing random images of something. I don't know, whatever. But, you know, I've been critical of bands who play too much attention to cameras in the past when in a situation like that. But in a situation like this, where they're putting up live footage up on the stage, they're getting a live feed up on the screens, then yes, play to the cameras, absolutely. That way everybody in the back can see this, you know, whether you want it or not. I think it's smart. I got no problem in a situation like that playing to the cameras. I think you should play to the cameras at that point. You know, not the whole time, obviously, but definitely show the cameras some love, because your mug's gonna probably end up on those screens and everybody in the back can see you. Smart production, absolutely. So they also got the bonus points for the production. So there you go. Take all of this combined, this is how I'm coming up with a 9.4. Smart placement within the set list, high energy song, intricate song, an interesting song, the type of song that you can play for 13 minutes and it doesn't drag. That was the final nail in the coffin for me. We got through all 13 minutes plus of the song, and I looked at the time, and it felt accurate. It didn't drag. Now, it didn't rush. Time didn't fly by, but at least it was accurate. It didn't feel like 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 32 minutes. You know, it felt like 13 minutes. It felt exactly what it was. So you take all of these factors, combine them all together, and this is how I'm coming up with a 9.4. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got a 9.4, which is an outstanding, amazing, impressive job. We got 5 out of 5 stars and an A+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.